Here's a strange story out of South Carolina. Nephi sent me this. Residents of Latta, South Carolina, are raising questions about the sudden firing of the town's first female and openly gay police chief. Latta Mayor Earl Bullard fired Police Chief Crystal Moore after giving her seven reprimands in a single day, which a member of the city council says is more reprimands than she received during her 20 years in the police department. I looked at the reasons. Some of them are questionable, said Brian Mason, who's a council member there. According to WBTW, the reprimands included running unauthorized background checks, questioning the authority of a supervisor, questioning the authority of the mayor, failure to maintain order, and contacting the news media. Some believe this may have been motivated by anti-gay sentiment from the mayor. Where would they get that idea? Well, there is a conversation that was recorded where Mayor Earl Bullard says he doesn't agree with some lifestyles. Here is part of the conversation. Here are some quotes. I would much rather have, and I'll say this to anybody's face, someone who drank and drank too much taking care of my child than I had someone whose lifestyle is questionable around children. Because that ain't the damn way it's supposed to be. You know, you got people out there. I'm telling you, buddy, I don't agree with some of the lifestyles that I see portrayed, and I don't say anything because that is the way they want to live. But I'm not going to let my child be around. I'm not going to let two women up there and hold hands and let my child be aware of it. And I'm not going to see them do it with two men neither. I'm not going to do it because that ain't the way the world works. Now, all of these people showering down and saying, oh, it's a different lifestyle, they can have it. Okay, fine and dandy. But I don't have to look at it, and I don't want my child around it. So it seems pretty clear, Lewis, that it's actually anti-gay sentiment that played a factor here. The issue is this is perfectly legal. In South Carolina, it is legal to fire people for being gay. So this may be case closed. Residents are upset. Some residents are upset about this, but it's perfectly legal if it turns out that her sexual orientation was the reason for the firing.
Right. Of course, from a PR standpoint, I doubt that he wants that to come out.
Well, that's the thing. That's a really good point, Lewis. So if we want to be desperately searching for a silver lining here, we could say, hey, the mayor at least felt the need to pretend the firing was because of job performance. Even though it is legal to fire someone because they're gay, he at least felt that that wouldn't look good. So we could say, hey, that's better than him saying, I'm fine firing her because she's gay and being public about it.
Right. And I guess that somehow is representative of the community, right? It looks that like not everyone shares his point of view, apparently.
No, it doesn't seem that way. And the other, again, if we're just desperately trying to find silver linings of progress, he did say that her, quote, lifestyle, which of course isn't a lifestyle, is, quote, questionable. He didn't say, at least in the recording we have, that the lifestyle is sick and perverted. So again, it's a little bit of progress, Lewis. Could we be maybe happy about that?
Well, I guess, but still, someone lost their job here, and my advice to them would be to get out of South Carolina. And I'll get a lot of hate for that. I know you stay and fight the battle, but come on, this is South Carolina we're talking about.
South Carolina seems to be riddled with a lot of problems around education and information related to LGBT individuals. We've covered it for years on the show. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/David Pakman. We will take a break and be back after this with, of course, your voicemails.